The Empower Youth Support Program has been hailed as a possible solution to the high unemployment rate in the country. The program, run by the Transport Education Training Authority, TETA, is hoping to assist thousands of young people with business and employment opportunities. Well, joining us to tell us more is Sabelo Mbuku from the Transport Education Training Authority. Sabelo, appreciate your time on the show today.
Thank you so much, Hugo, and thank you to the viewers of Newzroom Afrika.
Well, we're excited that you've driven 5 hours from KZN, where Empower Youth was happening, to speak to us. Talk to us about what's transpired over the last couple of days in KZN.
All right, thank you so much. Basically, we went to KZN on the 26th to actually have the activation there. The target, for starters, was that we're looking at 500 young people that we were going to have a conversation with, expose them to various opportunities. To our surprise, we had just over 1,000 on day one,
wow.
Which is almost like double the number that we would have anticipated. And obviously, we had to make sure that we don't send them back and accommodate them on the day and try and have a conversation with them, because what was critical is that these young people are hungry for opportunities. And we had to present opportunities to them and then see those that have the appetite then to take them up. For instance, in our opening remark on the day, we then said there is about 133 internships that are available for those that have completed their studies, are carrying their degrees or diplomas in their hands. So then those opportunities are there for them to...
So not for matriculants, but you obviously have to have gone 1 or 2 stages further.
That's right, because these ones are unemployed youth. So now we are trying to make a dent in that space. So we encourage them to say, look, here's an opportunity, apply. But over and above that, there is a supply chain learnership that was offered to about 100 young people in that community. So for us, it is more about speaking to young people, but present tangible opportunities so that those that are willing, they can begin to change their story. So there were various stakeholders, obviously, that came through to present, whether it be farming, tourism, health and wellness, and agriculture. So all of those were...
Those are some of the key pillars that you push and stand for.
That's right.
Now talk to us about that interaction with these 1,000 young people. Were you able to match their expectations? Were they satisfied post this period?
Looking at day 1 and day 2 and how it progressed, and the number of young people that actually interacted with exhibitors and those that were presenting, I believe we achieved our goal. And I think what was critical, because this is a municipality, like a local municipality, there is what we call LEDs, the Local Economic Development Officers, that were rather invisible to benefit these young people. So for us, it was a winner to actually get them involved and share their contact details so that young people are not just frustrated, but they know where to go to if they want to start up a business or if they want to engage with somebody who can guide them on how to access various opportunities in their area.
Now let's talk about agriculture. So agriculture generally isn't one of the more fashionable professions. I mean, when you speak to young people, when I was a young person, many years ago, you're not thinking, I want to be a farmer. There isn't a ring to farming. How is it perceived by young people?
Look, it depends on where you grew up. Now, in the communities where there are young people who grew up like in farm environments, that conversation resonates well, because we had people that grew up in the area that were actually presenting how they started their farming business from few cows or cattle, and then they are talking now hundreds and hundreds of cattle, goats, sheep. So if you look at that, it then resonates well with a young person who is in that space. Maybe they have access to 1 or 2 cows, and now they have an opportunity to look at how do I then make this a commercial farm.
So one of the issues that's prevalent with young people is that most young people have a side hustle. I mean, you call it a side hustle, but sometimes they don't even have a main hustle. It is their livelihood, because either they've dropped out of school or cannot, where they've finished school, they cannot find employment. have you been able to make a connection with them, advise on how they can formalize these side hustles? Have you had that sort of interaction?
In fact, the last session today was on entrepreneurship, where you're trying to connect those dots. And over the past few days, we were talking about that the idea that you have, you need to concretize it into a business proposal so that at least you are able to knock at doors that will then help you make this happen. If it's a dream, make it a reality. And those possibilities are there. And the conversations that we've had with the municipality that is willing to assist these young people to formulate co-ops or small businesses that can be supported. So for us, that was very critical because there are young people who are, let's say they are redundant in thinking because of the environment that they are in. It is hopeless. But when you bring people that have done it and they have succeeded, it does ignite some hope. And we believe that after we have left, perhaps the municipality will then continue to inspire these young people to continue starting their businesses.
What I always find a challenge in marrying is a young individual or anybody who's entrepreneurial but has not necessarily gone to school or has the capacity or capability to do a business plan. But in their mind and practically, they have a sound business idea, but it's putting it down on paper. How do you bridge that gap?
Basically, when I was listening to CEDA doing a presentation to these young people, they were actually saying they are their first stop after you've had your idea. Then you can sit with them and draw up a winning business plan so that you are able then to start going out there. They even teach you how to pitch for your business. So if you look at that, these are tools that are readily available free of charge. So young people need to then tap into their ideas, make them a reality. If they can't themselves, then speak to CEDA. These are the opportunities that they availed to these young people.
So anyhow, you coming from a warm KZN, going to a burning Northwest, judging by the temperatures that we've seen, what can Northwest look forward to?
What we are looking at, obviously, we keep learning. We anticipated 500 young people and we saw thousands of them. So that means when we move to Northwest on the 30th of March and the 31st of March and the 1st of April, those 3 days, we are going to look at various companies and stakeholders in the Northwest Province that we can partner with to ensure that we are able to attract young people and direct them to various opportunities that will be available, especially in the Northwest Province.
And those that would like to get a hold of you or get a hold of Tita, what are those details?
I think it's best to use the website EmpowaYouth.co.za. This is www.empower, spelled E-W-P-O-W-A. Empower. E-M-P-O-W-A. Yes, that is youth, Y-O-U-T-H.co.za. So if they use that, then they will find a banner that will actually give them details of the Northwest Province activations, that is the Empower Youth leg, maybe from Monday.
Sabelo Mbuku, Head of Marketing and Comms at Tita, appreciate your time on the show this afternoon.